This video is made possible by Squarespace, the best platform to bring your website and ideas to life. Every year in the anime industry, there always seems to be one series that stands above the rest. Not necessarily always in terms of quality, but popularity, exploding into the mainstream and defining that year. Recently, in 2019, Demon Slayer was unavoidable. 2020, Jujutsu Kaisen took the world by storm. In 2021, Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen again were mostly making waves through the mainstream, but the return of Attack on Titan in its final season continued to perpetuate that series' global popularity. Although someone should really tell Mappa what the word final means, because this quote-unquote final season ain't ending until 2023 now. Oh, and also Stone Ocean came out in 2021, if anyone still remembers that. Okay, no, I'm kidding. But it really did fall off in popularity so fast due to Netflix practically sabotaging the series with a batch release schedule, so it's hard to say that it defined an entire year of anime when it was really only in the mainstream for about a month. But now here we are in 2022, and it's shaping up to be one of the best years for anime in a long time. Kicking off the year was Attack on Titan's final season part 2, adapting the highly anticipated Rumbling, and following the AOT hype is where we are today, with Spy X Family only halfway through its airing and already forging its name as a contender for the defining anime of the year. Although as we enter the second half of the year, the competition is assembling in full force, with the return of the underdog of the big three, Bleach, and its adaptation of the 1000-year Blood War arc, along with Mus1c 100 Season 3, Stone Ocean's second batch, Spy X Family's second core, and of course the highly anticipated Chainsaw Man. So because of my personal hype for specifically Chainsaw Man, having been a fan of the manga for a few years now and really looking forward to this adaptation, I want to ask the question, will it be the next big thing? Of course, it will make huge waves during its airing and even reach mainstream success. That's inevitable, considering it pretty much already has even without an anime in both Japan and the West. And according to Mother's Basement, this adaptation is going to suck your dick and tickle your balls, which may be true. But does Chainsaw Man have the potential to really take over the world of anime and reach the heights of, say, a Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen? And before we find out, a quick disclaimer: although this video is about anime popularity and what that means, I would like to avoid framing all anime as a competition for popularity, as these series are all works of art and it's not the point of art to be measured by statistics or comparisons. Just because one anime wasn't as popular as another in a certain year is meaningless when discussing a series' value or quality. So with that said, let's break down how Chainsaw Man's anime will succeed and why its success is also a bit concerning. Before even getting into the source material, studio and staff are obviously a huge factor when it comes to a successful adaptation, because as we've seen in the past, you can have some incredible source material but completely fumble the bag and ruin said source material with a misguided production and underqualified staff. So we've seen the Chainsaw Man trailer, and it looks damn good, as well as it's being animated by Studio Mappa, so it's safe to say it's in good hands. As Mappa, whether you like them or not, are among the current kings of the anime industry, responsible for massive successes in the past few years like Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro, and Attack on Titan's final season. We also already know key staff members working on the project, including chief episode directors, screenplay writers, character designers, and the art director, all coming from series such as Vinland Saga, Jujutsu Kaisen, Mus1c 100, and plenty of other great animes. So yeah, you get the point, you've seen the trailer, the staff's got credentials. So it really comes down to the source material. If you've already read the manga, you don't need me to tell you why it kicks ass for 20 minutes. And if you haven't, well, just believe me, or wait and see. So I want you to think of one aspect of Chainsaw Man that will ensure the anime's success. No, it's not Denji, although he is a wonderfully written protagonist who will definitely shake up the current anime hero landscape and be a fan favorite. No, it's not the series' unique power system either. It's not even the F1 paced action and devil fights. Although all of these things make Chainsaw Man a great manga, if we're being honest, it's the women that will make it a successful anime. Because if we know anything about anime fans, it's that they love to simp for their fictional waifus, and Chainsaw Man's got more than enough to go around, and for people to painstakingly dispute the series' best girl for years to come. And this point isn't to devalue Fujimoto's original manga or characters, as what makes Chainsaw Man great is of course all of its elements working together, but this is simply a reality of the anime industry and anime fans, when recognizing the overt sexualization of many of the characters, and even the main character having a sexual motivation for a decent portion of the story, which isn't a bad thing and works to tell Denji's coming of age story, but I just know anime fans don't know how to behave, and it's specifically going to be very apparent during this first season, which brings me to my main concern for this adaptation, and it's less to do with the production or anything like that, but more so how the anime community at large will react to the series. As we've seen countless times in the past, entire characters and plot points of any given series stained by a vocal minority of anime fans, whether it's the recent drama scene from Spy X Family with people completely misinterpreting the relationship between Lloyd and Anya, framing their wholesome dynamic in this absolute weirdo sexualized way, or the outcry of Attack on Titan being fascist propaganda from people who probably haven't even watched the show, and the list goes on. We've seen it time and time again, where a manga's identity is altered as a result of its anime's popularity through their fandoms, fabricated controversies, or the nauseating repetition of a singular meme, like Dio's entire character from JoJo being boiled down to Zawardo. Now, I'm not one for negative manifestation, but it's hard to deny the impact Makima specifically will have over anime fans throughout Chainsaw Man's adaptation. And the problem isn't even people just being incredibly horny for Makima, or dog collar wearing simps arriving in droves later this year barking at their TV screens. Hell, more power to you. I myself may even have been known to simp for Makima from time to time. She's bad as hell, there's no denying that. But my concern is the entire adaptation being overshadowed by a single character's sexual appeal. Or honestly worse, an overwhelming generalization of an otherwise great character. As Makima is the driving force behind Chainsaw Man, a charming and seductive modern shonen femme fatale written beautifully, holding a commanding level of authority over all the characters, with suspicious, sinister undertones making us question her true intentions throughout the story and piquing our curiosity, keeping us engaged in the manga, but with an undeniable appeal constantly luring us back under her control and feeling comfort in her arms. Makima is just great. She's an amazing character and plays her role perfectly, and I just hope people can appreciate these qualities of her character and she isn't boiled down to just being a big-ass dominant mommy archetype surrounded by volatile online discourse of either completely sipping for her or completely hating her for all of the wrong reasons. But you know, anime fans will always be anime fans, so we'll just have to wait and see how all of this plays out. And I'm putting so much emphasis on Makima's character specifically, although I know there are more characters like Power, Himeno, Kobeni, and really the whole cast can be simped for, but it's a bit undeniable that Makima will be the face of Chainsaw Man for its first run of episodes, as from what we saw in the trailer, it looks like this first season will run up until the end of the Katana Man arc, or at least that's all they've showed us. As we can see Makima performing her ceremonial sacrificial attack. So I would guess this would be adapted over the course of 12 or 13 episodes. If they pace it well enough, that could go all the way up until the Bomb Girl arc just before we're introduced to Rize. So until Makima has some more competition from the other Chainsaw Men women like Rize, Quan Chi and the Fiends, and Santa Claus, get used to seeing her face everywhere, as she'll be flooding convention hallways and online feeds for quite a while. But regardless of whatever controversies or BS spawns from Chainsaw Man reaching a larger audience, it's just noise at the end of the day, and it's important to not let other people impact your enjoyment of an anime or really anything you love. Always remember, there's no such thing as a toxic fandom, just toxic people. And more exposure for the series is always going to be a net positive for the creator of the manga, because God knows Fujimoto deserves it, and more content for fans through like an anime adaptation like Chainsaw Man. So the moral of the message is that Chainsaw Man good, anime fans, kinda trash. But what isn't trash is the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace is simply the best online platform for people to create their own personalized websites, with easy to use and intuitive design tools to connect everything that matters to you in just one place quickly. Squarespace understands that a personal website can be so much more than just an online resume page. It's a place to start your new business, host an online store with powerful tools that make the complicated parts easy. Use a website to create an all-in-one hub for your social media and content, to give your audience a single place to find your content, connect with it, and give important feedback or host discussions through powerful blogging tools with smart features like threaded comments, replies, and scheduled posts. You can even create member-exclusive pages offering private chats or exclusive content, either written or video content hosted directly on your website. And all of those features I just mentioned, plus more, can all be available and utilized on one website. And best of all, you can try them all out and build your website for free at squarespace.com, and only need to pay after you've already made your website and are ready to publish. So once you've made the perfect website and are ready to go to squarespace.com/xforts to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.